Hi, my name is Cheryl Miller. The topic that I chose for my project was medical and first aid. Um, you would think this should be something that's accessible on the job, right? Well, it hasn't always been like that. 25 years prior to OSHA going into effect, over 400,000 people lost their lives on the job. Over 50 million people became disabled from job-related injuries. It's just mind-blowing. Some of the safety regulations that have been put into place in really any working place. One of the things that I focused on was eye wash stations. That's really important in the nursing homes. That's where I have a lot of my experience at. Any place of employment that works with hazardous materials that could potentially get in your eye, OSHA requires them to have eye wash stations. There's two different types of eye wash stations. There's stationary ones and there's also portable ones. A lot of the places I've worked, they've had stationary ones that they just kind of adapt to a sink. You push the little lever and it turns on. Anyways, these stations should be very easily accessible. One of OSHA's regulations is you have to be able to get to that station within 10 seconds, and it must be able to activate within 1 second or less. It needs to have the water pressure of 0.4 gallons per minute. So one thing that I have learned is to find your eye wash stations. I've never had to use the eye wash stations, thank God. But I've been working with hazardous materials and in positions to where it could be a possibility in the last 10 years. So one of the first things I always do is know where it's at. It should always have a sign. It's something like this. It's usually green. This isn't a black one, but normally they're green and they're right above the eye wash stations. At least that's where I've had, that's where I've seen them most. So when you're using the eye wash stations, there's usually a lever towards the bottom in the back. You just push that forward and then you turn the water on and the water should automatically pop out. And you'll just put your eye over it. I have a picture here of somebody demonstrating it. Like I said, I've never had to use it, but I definitely think they could come in handy if you did have something in your eye. I know the first reaction is to rub your eye, but as a nurse, it's very important not to rub your eye because of all the damages that could happen. It's better to rinse it out with water if you can. I appreciate you guys for listening. Thank you.